Okay, good evening. Let's call this Almont Community Schools Board of Education meeting to order on Monday, September 22nd of 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burrow, roll call, please.
Mr. Eckert? Here. Mr. Terrius?
Here.
Mr. Wade? Here. Ms. Frederickson?
Here.
Mr. Burrow? Here. Mr. Burns?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
We have all seven.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Mrs. Von Heltmeyer, any addition?
No, there are none.
Any deletion?
There are none.
Thank you. This will lead us to communication.
We'll start with our student council update. Any here today? We don't have the rep that came. I'm sorry.
Later.
Okay, yep. Let's move on then to our rate of recognition with Mrs. Keller.
Hello, thank you guys for having me here. So Rachel's challenge at the high school has decided to apply for a couple grants, trying to bring back a presentation that we hold very near and dear to our hearts. I have two of our members here, Adam St. John and Elena Chapman. They are my vice and president for our club that have been part of it minimum 3 years. So they've both been here and helping me along the way. We wrote grants. We wrote to Port County. We also wrote to We'll Hear the Yacht program. I just want to kind of share a little bit about what Rachel's Challenge is with you all. Rachel's Challenge is a national nonprofit. It started after the Columbine shooting in 1999. Rachel Scott, who this whole program is kind of centered around, she's one of the first victims. And her family has gone out and spread her word of kindness, compassion, including others. It's really stemmed into an anti-bullying sort of program here at Almont. I found records dating back to 2010, so we've had at least 15 years. There is a possibility it's gone longer, but I only have documentation from 2010. So it's very important to us here at Almont that we keep it going. In the recent years, with staff overturn and new students coming in, and I think there was 22 new students at the high school alone this year, we felt it was really important to bring back the program and kind of show people who've never seen it what it's about, and then kind of just refresh everybody's mind and realize, hey, this is why we're doing it. So I'd like to also take a second and thank Pinnacle Community and Yacht and Maria from Fort County. They've come and they've brought their checks to present with us. Without their support, we wouldn't have been able to fund it. It was $4,800 to do, and we got to spend a total of $4,000 grant for us. Stand up here for the light. I'm the Pinnacle Community. I'm with Healthcare Community Foundation. Yeah, I'm with here. And on behalf of the Pure County Community Foundation, our students, we'd like to present you with $2,400 for the program. So we appreciate you guys partnering with us. And Holly, I did look back. Since 2010, we have been supporting this. We've given Community School over $11,000 since then to this program. Thank you for bringing it back. And we're excited that some of our kids are coming to your presentation to bring it back and spread it throughout the town. Thank you.
Mrs. Keller, would it be okay? Can we bring them up on the stage? Anybody who's participating, and we'd love to get a picture. This way.
I don't know if I guess over here.
Thank you for
Okay. Is this where we are?
want to do both back at once, or do them separate?
Okay.
Separate organization. That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I look forward to this.
Is there pepperoni on the
If
stage?
you guys want to stay on,
Yeah.
Fort County.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming.
Have yours. You're actually tall enough that they can see her.
Yeah, please come join. Come on. Come on, you're all part of this. Good stuff for the district. Please and
No one's tall. Great. Take a couple. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, students, for coming out and helping.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you too.
And I want to, we're glad to know that we always appreciate it, both our active viewers and our reviewers. Always appreciate it when we get grant applications from organizations that realize it's lots of resources in the community. So when we get an application like this with others, that says we've also applied to your county, we've also done fundraisers. Our reviewers really appreciate that. So it just goes to show that we're aware of the community and you have community support, and we're always very happy.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you guys for being here.
Mrs. Feller, thank you so much for taking on the Rachel's Challenge. Yeah, we really appreciate it that it's still going.
All for communication?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, at this time, this is the first questions and comments from the audience. This is for anything pertaining to the agenda. There will be another opportunity for questions and comments at the end. If anybody would like to be recognized, you can please go up to the podium. You would have 3 minutes. Does anybody want to be recognized at this time?
I do want to be recognized. I respectfully, I read all the rules about meetings, and I have never heard any stipulation on the, content of what you're allowed to say at either public session. You're saying this is only about the agenda. I've never experienced that.
We have
until
two
this meeting.
opportunities. She's not seeing, like, she doesn't understand the guidelines for just.
So if it's any topic that's on the agenda, you're welcome to make a question or comment about it now. If it's not on the agenda, then you would do that at the.
But what authority? I mean, this is a freedom of speech issue. This is an allotted public speaking time. I read the Michigan State of Education Board rules, and the only allowed limit you have is time and politeness. We've never had that before in all the years I've been at Almont.
This actually came as a recommendation from MASB, a group that we work with. So they, it's just streamlines things a lot. So if you have any questions for the agenda, we do that in the pertaining to the agenda, we do that at the first one. And then anything is welcome at the second one.
Well, I mean, that really leaves out people. So if people have to, can't stay for the second one. I will be very curious about that. I will look into it. I will wait for the second. But I just don't see how that is legally possible.
Okay, well, I do appreciate your comments and I'm sorry if it caused you an inconvenience. But we've been doing that for a few months now, so. Anybody else? Questions and comments from the board? Nope. Consent agenda.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Burrow.
I move that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. A, approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, August 25th, 2025. B, approval of the minutes from the special meeting, September 5th, 2025. C, approval of the minutes from the work session, September 16th, 2025.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Wade,
I move the Board of Education approve the bills payable and acknowledge the receipt of the financial reports as proposed by administration and reviewed by the Finance Committee as follows. August 17th, 2025 through September 16th, 2025, disbursements. General fund total, $246,118.53. School lunch fund, $49,369.98. Student activity fund, $53,054.72. 2014 sinking fund, $182,983.00. Subtotal, $531,526.23. ACH wire transactions, August 17th through September 15th, $813,588.13. Edu staff, $1,399.49. Health Equity HSA, $220,110.43. Credit card BMO, $1,399.49. Health insurance, $216,665.57. Arbiter pay, $10,000.00. Total funds spent, $1,794,689.34. Check numbers and voided checks as listed below.
Support?
motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Please make sure that you acknowledge the Orchard Primary, Middle School, and High School Student Activity Account Report. That will lead us to new business and with the superintendent's report.
Start with the building report, starting with Orchard Primary. Per Principal Bruno, we've had a great first month of school at OP. Students have started to settle in and get accustomed to their new grade levels and new routines. Preschoolers are off and running with their new placement at OP. We're excited to see how they continue to grow in their new building. Students just wrapped up NWA and DRA testing for our first round of testing. Students have done a great job of showing what they know. Staff have also engaged in data days to set up our intervention groups, which will go a long way in supporting our students in need of additional support. From Principal Lewis at Almont Middle School, we've had an awesome start to the school year with picture day, class meetings with our Dean of Students, and a visit from the mobile dentist. We're off to a strong and healthy start. NWA testing is almost complete. Teachers are eager to dive into the data during upcoming data days, use the data to track student growth and to tailor instruction and interventions to best support each student's individual needs. Our amazing PTSO held its first meeting, and they're off and running, planning, and organizing our main the main fundraiser of the school year, the Fun Run, which will be held on Friday, October 17th. From Principal Spear at the high school, Almont High School, the Almont High's band is on the march from the Romeo Peach Festival to the national anthem at our football games. Mr. Wetzel and our band students have been hard at work to bring the noise this school year. With their new How to Train Your Dragon musical arrangements blaring, one can't help but channel their inner Raider, whether it's heard from the bleachers, sidelines, or from the sidewalks of the festive parade. Look out for them again in this month's homecoming parade on the 26th. From the realm of the theater, auditions for Alice in Wonderland took place on September 11th, and we are excited to see Almont Theater Company's next production go live in December. Beginning of the year, town halls took place with all students in grades 8 through 12 in the auditorium. Students spoke with Mr. Spear, Mr. Zimmerman, and Mrs. Howe to discuss our school policies, including the new cell phone policy, our expectations, and the different support services provided around the school. This is just one part of our pledge at Almont High School to be transparent with the students and inclusive of student voice. We look forward to following up with students at the next town hall in November. Just a few things I wanted to point out. As of right now, obviously a very important update. The Michigan's House and Senate have not agreed on a school budget thus far, which creates a lot of uncertainty for school funding. One area at risk is the universal free breakfast and lunch program, which may end on October 1st unless funding is approved, meaning only families who qualify for free or reduced meals would continue receiving them. To be safe, we're encouraging all parents who may qualify to complete the free and reduced meal application as soon as possible so that there's no interruption for your children's lunch or breakfast. I also wanted just to make sure that everybody is aware that I did send out a communication today, some important information, just encouraging everyone to take a read or glance at what was sent to you today. Updates again from the state budget update to homecoming festivities coming up. So we have the homecoming parade on Friday, September 26th at 12:15. That's where it starts. Homecoming varsity football game on Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m. Homecoming dance for our high schoolers is going to be September 27th. For our 8th graders, there's a timestamp, 5 to 6:45, and for 9 through 12, 7 to 10 p.m. So that's coming up. But some important updates and also an invitation for our parents, community to get involved with our safety committee, which will be on October 6th at 6 o'clock in the Almont High School Media Center. And October 20th, our Parent Advisory Committee meeting, 6 o'clock in the Almont High School Media Center. So please take a look at your district newsletters out there. Thank you very much. And go Lions. I'm participating in the spirit today, so go Lions.
Okay, that'll bring us to finance.
The Board of Education approves the employment contracts of all personnel. Number one, we have many staff members that are not part of any collective bargaining agreements and thus have individual contracts with the Board of Education for duties to which they are assigned. The recommended compensation updates have been discussed, reviewed with the board, recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith.
Mr. Wade,
I move the Board of Education approve the compensation package of the non-represented individual named below.
Support?
motion and support. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next, the Board of Education approves the employment contracts of all personnel. Our ACS paraeducators recently initiated contact with the Michigan Education Association to explore formal representation. As a result, they have chosen to join the Almont Education Support Personnel Association, which already represents other support staff within the district. This step reflects their commitment to strengthening their collective voice and ensuring continued support for the important work that they do for our students. The attached letter of agreement will solidify this change. Discussed and recommended by committee, 3-0.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Wade,
I move the Board of Education approve the letter of agreement that includes the paraeducators in the ASPA bargaining unit.
Support?
motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Moving on to our approval letter of agreement. Moving on to state aid options. The Board of Education awards bids to contract for any services exceeding $15,000, policy 6320. Due to the state of Michigan not yet finalizing the school funding budget, the district will need to establish a source of funding to bridge the gap until state funding is provided. If the state passes a budget by September 30th, then no action may need to be taken. If the state does not approve any payments being made to school districts, then a state aid note in the amount of $1,300,000 will be needed to meet payroll and accounts payable needs. Due to the dates that action will be needed, the Board of Education will need to approve this resolution in order to secure funding for the district to operate. Discussed and recommended by committee, 3-0.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Wade,
I move the Board of Education in the event the state does not approve any payments to school districts by October 6th, 2025, the board approves the state aid operating notes resolution as presented, authorizing the establishment of a state aid note not to exceed $1,300,000, a copy of which will be marked and attached to the official minutes of this meeting.
Support?
motion and support. Any discussion? Mr. Eckert,
What is the interest rate on that, and what is our payback plan?
This is Miracle. I put it into the document. I did respond to your question. Kathy, you have that in front of, yes, please, if you have that in front of you.
The interest rate as of today, the Federal Reserve published between 4 and 4.2%, but it really depends on the day that we get the note, that day's interest rate. And then as far as the payback plan, it really all depends on when we get a state budget. If we get the state budget and we get a payment November 30, we can pay it off December 1st. So unfortunately, there are a lot of unknowns because of the state budget dilemma.
Thank you.
Any other discussion, questions? Mr. Burrow, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Wade,
Aye.
Mr. Burrow, aye. Ms. Frederickson,
Aye.
Mr. Burns,
Aye.
Ms. Rotarius,
Aye.
Mr. Eckert,
Aye.
Ms. Smith.
Aye.
We have a 7-0 vote.
Okay, moving on to the tax rate request. The Board of Education sets the levy for each fiscal year within statutory limitations determined by district voters. The district has levied 3 mills for purposes of meeting its debt retirement obligation since 1986. The board certifies that total levy as well as the amount of total levy to be applied to each of the district's outstanding debts. Notice of our levy needs to be provided towards our local tax entities by September 30th. The amounts to be applied to the district's various debt obligations are as follows. 2013, the 0.75, 2016 are 1.95, 2021 R/12.30. Total for 25-26 is 3 mills. The R, I'm sorry, revolves around the, relates to refunding, sorry. And then number 3, the levies necessary for each debt obligation were calculated utilizing forms provided by the Treasury Department, form used for school bond loan applications. It is appropriate to establish our rates in order that we meet our notification deadlines.
Ms. Smith,
Mr. Wade,
I move the Board of Education certify the following rates. 2013 refunding SBL debt, 0.75 mils. 2016 refunding, 1.95 mils. 2021 refunding divided by 12, 0.30 mils. Total 2025, 2026, 3.0 mils.
Support?
motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to policy resignations. The Board of Education may agree to a resignation or retirement at any time after replacement, if necessary, suitable to the school administration, and the board is obtained, provided that the circumstances underlying the resignation or retirement are valid in the opinion of the board and warrant a search for replacement. Erica Pfeiffer has resigned from her position as behavioral specialist at Orchard Primary. Nicole Andery has resigned from her position as lunch and recess aide at Almont Middle School. Mrs. Andery has expressed interest in helping out as needed as a substitute. Leisha Orders has resigned from her position as a special education paraprofessional at Almont Middle School. Craig Gleason has decided to retire from his position as a paraprofessional at Orchard Primary. Discussed and recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith?
Mrs. Rotarian,
I move the Board of Education accept the resignations of Erica Pfeiffer, Nicole Andery, Lisa Orders, and Craig Gleason, and wish them well in the future endeavors.
motion and support. Any discussion? None? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
The Board of Education approves all personnel. Ms. Lewis is happy to recommend Ms. Kaylee Roddy as a special education paraprofessional at Almont Middle School. Kaylee has previously worked for the district and was also part of the LINKS program when attending Almont High School. Mr. Zimmerman is recommending Mr. John Forty as the new varsity softball coach. Coach Forty has many years of coaching and teaching experience in and out of Almont schools and has also been a softball umpire for over 5 years. Discussed and recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith?
Ms. Rotarian,
I move the Board of Education approve the hiring of Kaylee Roddy and John Forty.
motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to change in teacher pay. In order to be eligible to advance from one lane on the salary schedule to a higher lane, a teacher must make written proof of the completion of courses and/or degree requirements in the form of an official transcript of credits from the institution from which the credits were earned. This is a master agreement between the Board of Education and the Almont Education Association. Nicole Cobb is going from a BA to a BA plus 18. Ashley Larson is going from a MA to a MA plus 15. Discussed and recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith?
Mrs. Rotarian.
I move the Board of Education advance Nicole Cobb and Ashley Larson to the appropriate level of the salary schedule in accordance with provisions outlined in the master agreement between the Board of Education and the Almont Education Association and commend them for their commitment to continued learning.
Motion and support. Any discussion?
Ms. Smith?
Mr. Burr.
I just always want to say how exciting it is to see teachers doing the continued learning and getting it done. And I know it comes with a pay increase, so there's motivation there, but it's not something they always have to do. So it's nice to see. So
Thank you, Mr. Burr.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to policy fourth read. The board adopts bylaws and policies for organization, operation of the board and district. Bylaws and policies may be adopted, amended, and repealed at any meeting of the board, provided the proposed adoption, amendment, or repeal shall have been proposed at previous board meetings, and once proposed, shall have remained on the agenda of each succeeding board meeting until approved or rejected. Bylaw 0131.1. The facts here, the purpose is to ensure clarity, consistency, and the avoidance of conflicts of interest. The proposed policy outlines the limitations regarding school administrators and members of the Board of Education serving as coaches or club sponsors within Almont Community Schools. This is the fourth read. The proposed policy reads as follows. Participation of school administrators and Board of Education members in coaching and sponsorship roles. Number one, the prohibition of new roles. So effective the date, school administrators and members of the Almont Community Schools Board of Education shall not be eligible to serve as coaches or club sponsors for any district-sponsored athletic team or extracurricular club. Number two, grandfather clause. Any school administrator or board member who is currently serving as a coach or club sponsor as of the effective date of this policy shall be grandfathered in and may continue in that role, provided that all regular district expectations and performance standards are met. Number three, exception for vacant positions. If a coaching or club sponsor position remains vacant, a school administrator or board member may be considered for the role. Such an appointment shall only be made upon approval by the Almont Board of Education during a public board meeting. There's no action taken at this time.
Mrs. Smith?
This will bring us to our second
questions.
questions and comments. Sorry.
Ms. Smith?
Sorry.
When is our expectation for this? I know this was a month ago in August. When is our expectation this is going to be completed? And should we vote on it now if it's not going to be ready by October to get it off of the docket? So that way we don't have to keep reading it every meeting. And
You don't like reading it every week?
I'm just saying, after that 4-hour work session we had on Tuesday, God bless the Almont community, but there were some people in the audience that had to wait. And if we're not going to be ready by next month for this, I'm thinking that it might be wise to make a motion and vote on it to,
To remove it right now.
yeah, we could, yeah.
I agree with that.
It's in policy.
Do we know when we are
I was going to say, I would,
expecting it?
well, only because we've had other
I
policies
understand.
be the priority. So, but I could foresee us making a recommendation in the October
Oh, you can?
window. I
Oh,
can,
okay.
one way or another. So whether it gets approved or rejected.
Oh, okay, okay.
If
As
we
long as
could
we're
have a
ready to
little
go
bit
by
more
next month.
dialogue, I'd like to follow up with the policy committee.
Okay.
If that would be acceptable, and we could bring it to you in October,
Yeah, absolutely.
if everybody thinks that's okay.
Sorry about that, Mr. Burr. Okay. So now, this will bring us to our second questions and comments for the audience. You'll have 3 minutes. Please come up to the microphone, say your first and last name. Does anybody like to be recognized in the audience at this time?
My name is Janae Bordeaux. I am a parent in the district for 25 years. My husband and I have had 7 children go through Almont schools, and our baby is a senior. I serve as the president of Music Boosters, and I have for the last few years. I've been part of Music Boosters for over 10 years. One of my children sang in the choir all through school. 5 of my children have been in band from recorder on through graduation, whether they liked it or not, because I felt it was very valuable. Especially in this day and age now, I feel like these kids don't have very many hands-on opportunities during the school day. They are filled with technology and screens. This is still one of the opportunities that they have. It came to our attention at our board meeting last week that there have been cuts to the music program again. We have fought long and hard to get a helper for Mr. Wetzel and Mrs. Royster. And, he was able to stay a year, and the school board has decided to cut the budget enough that he is not able to help them again. 6th and 7th grade choir is not available for our students. If you know anything about kids, they are not going to come back to choir if we don't feed them along. So they're not going to come back in 9th grade and all of a sudden say, I really want to be in choir. So we have no part-time music teacher to help Mr. Wessel with his 60 band kids doing marching band that you're all so proud of, but we're afraid to fund. We don't have 6th and 7th grade choir at all. And we also, there was a board-approved advanced piano class that was supposed to be offered for this year, and it has been withdrawn because they do not have the staff. So, I understand that we are at a 22% fund balance. In my whole 25 years here, we've never had that because this is not a savings account for the school. You may not save money on the backs of my children. They are here to be served this year. Noelle will be graduated. That money that you get for her is for her. I understand we need a buffer. We do not need a 22% buffer when we have programs being cut. My children are in sports. I know you guys got barraged by all the athletes. Now we have busing back. Well, I'm sorry. Music doesn't get the show. But we work really hard. These kids give 100 hours outside of band. 100 hours for a credit. It's a huge commitment. And us volunteers that take them to these...
Ms. Bordeaux, if at the end, if everybody has a chance, you can speak again, but we do have...
That's okay. I appreciate, I really said what I needed to say.
Okay.
I really hope you will re-examine what's going on financially here. If you want the community behind you, we have to show them that we want to put kids first.
Thank
you.
Would anybody else like to be recognized?
Hi, my name is Melena Tappan, and I was wondering, I heard that there was, at like the last board meeting, a question over whether classes would be offered if there wasn't 20 students. I was wondering if that was true and if it would apply to APs.
Melina, I will follow up with you and provide that information to you directly. We do have, as you know, the AP courses are on the docket, right? They are scheduled. So if you're worried about losing those AP courses, that has not been brought to my attention to eliminate those for the school year, if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
But I can provide more context with you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Wetzel, Band Director, Almont Community Schools. To follow up on her a little bit, I don't think AP Calc is being offered because it didn't have the 20 students. My son was on that list too. So I have two kids at school of choice here. And I'll be honest, when Derek was in my senior, when he was in 8th grade, we seriously considered, hey, do we move you back to Romeo where our home district is? Because there's more options and offerings. He's taking dual enrollment classes because Calc's not here. I won't let him take dual enrollment Calc because he needs a real teacher to teach him Calc. But that wasn't the main thing I came up here to say. Obviously, the music department, Miss Bordeaux said a lot of great things. I've been here since 2005. I taught choir for 7 years. I was Mr. McCloskey's assistant director for a couple of years. We at one point had 4 music teachers in this district. Now we have 2.3. So, and I don't understand why Mr. McAllister is teaching 3rd grade music and 4th grade technology and not a music class. We hired him to be our elementary music teacher. I mean, bare minimum, we need 3 music teachers in this district. We've got pre-K, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and then now we have 4th grade. Last year, we were fortunate to have with Mr. McAllister 2 music classes so they could have recorders and choir, like a singing class and a more general music class and more of a recorder class to kind of help our programs and boost those. I think you're going to see that in the numbers, 5th grade going to 6th grade next year. So I didn't understand either why 0.3. I know I did hear there was going to be cuts depending on the budget. I understand the state's out there in limbo. This is the same problem we've always had with the state. We have to follow deadlines. They don't. Well, the only thing we can do is vote them years later when they're up for reelection, right? We can only vote them out is the only thing we can really do and call them. So I understand that predicament, but I do also know I was in another district my first few years teaching, and they had a 6% fund equity before all the rules changed way a long time ago. And the superintendent and the board there were agreed that we want to put the best we can out for these students in this school. And, you know, if we're cutting staff and stuff like that and talking about, well, hey, I gotta have 20, I understand there's a point where you do have to say that class can't be offered because there's not enough. I think 20 is a little high. And with no choir students, that's tough. You know, with even if she had 16, 18 choir students, and now we don't have 6, 7 choir, which has happened a lot over the years. I mean, yeah, I could use the support. It was helpful, it was beneficial. We were kind of training him as a new teacher to try to maybe take over for one of us someday as we moved on. And now, you know, we risk him, you know, moving on because he's not have enough here to teach. So we really need to establish our program and have the foundations built from K through 4, and then 5 through 12 choir and 5 through 12 band to really establish our programs. We're seeing the hits and the schedule at the middle school where they have to choose between a sacrifice, either band and choir or gym and art. So that's something that also needs to change, because right now kids have to choose between those two. They don't have any other choices. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Wetzel.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to be recognized at this time?
My name is Laura Chapman. I am the vice president of the Almont Music Boosters. I have 3 children that have come through or are still in the Almont schools. You know, everything they said I agree with. I do have a bit of a not understanding as to why the middle school principal can figure out how we can have 6th and 7th grade band, but she can't figure out how we can have 6th and 7th grade choir. That makes no sense to me. It's been a battle all along to keep 6th grade, but now they've cut 7th grade. These kids love these programs. It feeds into our theater program. The kids that sing and can build those skills and the confidence to sing then feeds into our theater. It feeds into a lot of other programs here. The kids in the choir sing at the football games. They sing at the youth football games. They sang at the Emily City Fair every night. They sang the national anthem. They sing at the Holiday Light Parade to start certain events. They sing at the Christmas or the festival that was just this weekend. They sang to open, you know, different events. Those kids need these programs. We can't get them started in 5th grade and get them all excited and then take it away and then expect to build it back up. And we have had very dedicated students who have come back and really want to participate in choir, but we have to support them all the way through. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else in the audience like to be recognized at this time? Questions and comments from the Board of Education?
Smith,
Mr. Burrow?
in lieu of the audience discussion here, can the board, can we get like a report on why 6th and 7th grade choir was cut to present by the next work session?
Sure. Yep.
Any other questions or comments? Along with that, Mr. Burrow, just an understanding of why Mr. McAllister is teaching tech. I guess I didn't know that was going on. One comment I want to have, I heard that we had a cross-country meet on our grounds and that it went really well. So I want to thank Mr. Wade for all the effort that went into that. I know a lot of the kids had a really good time, and I heard the course was amazing and beautiful. So I know not every school has that ability to offer it on campus. So I'm really proud that our district can do that. So thank you, Coach Wade. Anybody else? Okay. Any future agenda items? Okay. Hearing none.
Mrs. Smith.
We have once we start to get funding from that from the state of Michigan, our priorities that we reinstate for that. I don't want that stuff to go permanently away if we get proper funding.
100%, yes, we do have that ranking order that will be brought up again in front of the board once we solidify our numbers, both through audit and our state aid budget. You are correct.
It will need, right, if we continue to discuss that at work session, know that that list is there and all.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Ackerman. Any other future agenda items?
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Burrow,
I move the Board of Education now go into a closed session at 7:11 PM for the superintendent's verbal review, after which there will be no further action by the board.
motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.